What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Red Beard's Garage. This is episode 2 on this Roketa, right? Roketa. Last episode, we got the engine all mounted. We got most of the jack shaft done. Pretty much we only got to finish some sprockets. So now we got to finish the roll cage. We ran out of tubing last time. So we're going to go ahead and bend a 60-degree bend, and we're going to land right here in the dash. And that gives us plenty of room. I always put a helmet on, measure about 2 to 3 inches above my helmet. You know, just like when you're strapped down, you shouldn't bounce much. But just in case you do, I like to leave that headroom. So we're going to bend this up, get that done. We got to mount battery, fuse box, headlights, gas pedal, brake pedal. There's a big list. We need to make a list actually, because I'm forgetting. We got to pull up the floor pan, run some wires, some brake lines. So let's jump right into it. We're going to get the NAR Hessa bender uncovered, do some bends, and get this roll cage done. We have shirts on rvgcars.com. This is not what it'll look like. This is what it'll look like. This was a off print, and we get them for free. So
it's mine naturally.
Yeah. Well, I ain't fitting in that. That would be a sports bra for me.
Come on, man. It was a joke.
But we have all different styles. If you want a particular style, you can actually email us, and we can make anything if you wanted something in particular. But they're real high quality shirts. Gideon?
No, they're Bella Canvas.
They're canvas. They're canvas shirts.
Ruined my shirt.
And, but yeah, check them out. They're comfortable. They drape across your nipples as if they're sheets of cream cheese. All right, let's get this on this roll gauge, baby. All right, so we're going to bend this first tube at 60 degrees with 5 degrees of overbend for a spring back. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what we're going with. So whatever it ends up, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Got me.
Oh, that was close. Show that, grab the camera. Oh, this garage has been
tight.
Look how close it was. When it releases, it pulls the tube this way and it about smacked that curved monitor. Sheesh. So now this 60-degree bend, what are you gonna do?
Let's see how this looks.
Okay.
I think so. Looks a lot like the Deuce chassis.
In
No,
a good way or bad way?
I like the Deuce.
Look at that. Hey. So now I can look at it.
Look, Ma, no hands.
We're at maximum capacity in this garage. Hey, this tubing bender's been awesome. Beats the heck out of not, you know?
For sure.
All right, bring the other one, sir, over. I just looked, I built a contraption last night and I didn't finish it. So I was building at 11 o'clock at night. Guys, we're going to take a real quick second to shout out the sponsor of today's video, and that is Small Engine Warehouse. As you might know, we got this Briggs & Stratton 23 horse Vanguard from Small Engine Warehouse. They're one of the biggest Briggs dealers in America other than Briggs themselves. So if you want a name brand quality engine from a reputable source, then go with Small Engine Warehouse. They have Honda, Briggs, Kawasaki, as well as Kohler. They have a ton of solutions for your engine needs, and they also have repower kits. So if you have some old equipment sitting in your yard that you need to repower with a modern, better, more horsepower engine, then Small Engine Warehouse has you covered. They make complete kits that bolt right into your project. All the wiring harnesses plug up. It couldn't be easier, and we're actually going to be doing some of those projects on the channel. We're going to be repowering some equipment using Small Engine Warehouse kits to show you guys just how easy it is. They're an awesome American-owned company, and they have quality name brand engines. So make sure to check out the links in the video's description where you can find this Briggs 23 horse Vanguard that we're using to power this buggy. And remember, we're doing a full all-out horsepower build on this engine in the future. So big shout out to Small Engine Warehouse for sending this unit to power this buggy. It's going to make a ton of power, and we're super pumped to have this buggy and have them part of the fleet in the shop. Make sure to support them because it supports your boy. Thank you guys, and let's get back to the video.
Sure enough is not true.
Oh! All right, you gotta line that one up and I'll track it. Okay. Okay. Look good?
Looks like a truck.
It don't look bad. It looks better than the original cage, I think, coming from the front. All right, I'm gonna pop this side out. Got this fitted real nice. Oh yeah.
There she is.
Does it look like it's riding? That's about right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little bit. Get it centered on that. Okay. So because we did this roof a different way, I want to make sure that it's strong. Let's get back and see if we can. Look at this ugly mutt. The front end just looks like a pig or something of the buggy. It ain't nothing we did, but it'll look good once we do the roof bars. Add the other slants. That's the slant I was talking about. Those will come from the center. We're going to add some random bars on the roof. So I do think it looks all right though. It'll look better when we finish off the back area because it is just flat. Like that's probably where it looks dumb. I'm honest with you folks at home. Once we add a longer back to, you know, it'll be probably 6 inches past the engine or more. It'll fill it out more, I think. And bigger tires later. That'll make a massive difference on this thing. So let's proceed on. You hold your front, yeah. This is center, right?
Yeah. Add the center up here.
We're gonna go with this right on this. Touch it. You lined up.
Real nice.
So what I'm having Lonnie do is every end point of the frame, you can see this comes down, ends here, this one starts, We're drilling holes because tubing, for one, gases can build up inside your tubing, not only when you're welding, but when it sets out in the sunlight, chemical reactions are happening inside the frame. And this is the way you can vent the frame and allow any kind of water, because you never know if you got a pinhole in any of these welds, especially coming from the boys down at China. So we always drill out any tubing on the bottom. Yeah, this is coming out of the tube as we flip it upside down. So another thing we're doing is this diff was freaking just cobble wonkest up. Here was one mount. You can see,
nice.
yeah, a weld here and a weld here, all was holding it on. So I went in CAD and cut out brand new ones. You can see behind that sprocket, we have one more to cut out that's barely welded in. And then I'm finishing up welding the jack shaft plates on the bottom side. I got to weld this here. Got to just finish any kind of welds. We are going to add some bracing from this to this tube when we flip it back over, just because I don't want to rely on just those runs of 1/8 inch. You never can tell. I'd rather overdo it than underdo it. Ain't that right on it? Cool.
For true.
But we're going to get all this done, then we can start putting the CVT belt on. Only downside of this design is to put a CVT belt, you have to pull the jack shaft, like slide it out to loop, because it's a closed system. We forgot that we was tensioning this baby chain, and this baby chain isn't ideal because a lot of heat will be in that small chain, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. If it, I mean, what's the worst thing that happen? It'll break. Shoot.
Put another one on.
We'll put another one, baby. All right, so we've been getting everything buttoned up, doing some light wiring. We got to get everything installed. The last piece you saw us weld in was the fuse and relay holder. So this will be for all of our accessories. It doesn't get in the way of the passenger, and it's very accessible. So that was a good spot. We put one of Vegas Cart's tacks in. We run one of these on about everything. And the best thing is they also have an hours gauge on them. So it's good for keeping up with oil changes. Everything's super nice with this thing. Like the cockpit is really comfortable for 2 people. I still got to build the shifter. I got to build a gas and brake pedal, because this did not have gas and brake pedal in it, unfortunately. And finish up a little bit of wiring. I got to hook up the harness to the engine. I'm not doing like a full wiring with headlights and everything right now. I'm just doing what we need to get it running. So we're going to throw in some Amsoil break-in oil. We always run this for the first like 30 minutes of the engine. When we can put the engine under load, then we'll drain this out and use small engine oil, since this is governed right now. A couple things I have to do is I'm going to vent this breather here to atmosphere. So I'm going to unhook it from here, run a hose from this just down into the frame. No need for a catch can. And then I've got to pull off this hand throttle. And it looks like to get to one of the bolts, you got to pull off this valve cover. So I got to do that real quick to get rid of this so I can hook up my actual throttle cable. We have to pull out this key switch here because of course we're not using that, and we can tie in our key that we installed. We sell these key switches on our website. They have an accessory hot and everything. They're super nice. They come with 2 keys. So check those out on rvgcarts.com. Then for our fuel tank, we're using a GY6 like 150 go-kart fuel tank. I like to use these a lot because they're cheap and way better than me building one. They have quite a bit of volume. I need to go find a bung that'll thread to this. It gives me a 1/4 inch outlet. And then we have our jack shaft down there. We haven't locked everything in place and put a key in the pulley yet, because we have to get this cinched down before we can do that. So I do like this Briggs valve cover because it has a full baffle and it's vented off the valve cover. A lot of V-twins are vented off the block, which is one of the worst places. Like 670s is bad about throwing oil out. This one should not be. Okay, there's our hand throttle gone off there.
Yeah, so this shifter is not the way we wanted it, it's the way we wanted it. So indeed, forward is reverse, and vice versa. Not clear. So we showed cutting these arches out. I drew these in CAD, cut them out. Then I took a piece of 3/4 inch solid rod, bored a 1/8 inch hole. We're gonna add a grease element here later. I don't have any right now, but it's all TIG welded. And then I made this in CAD, cut it out 1/8 inch, and then we tack welded it to a piece of tube and bent the shape to it. So now, and we took just a go-kart tie rod and sharpened it. So we have adjustment on our pedal. So how this works is we put our little pusher boy in, and you don't like extreme tighten this. It has a lock nut to keep it, but you basically just tighten it enough to know better. So we also did the same thing with the gas pedal, if you notice.
They look good sitting there side by side.
There's the pedal. And you can adjust how much you want this pedal up like this with this tie rod. Because you can like lower it and make it more like that. But this is good for us, because that gives you plenty of your throw. And then the gas pedal's already hooked up to the engine. We just got to make a stop for it. So I think it looks real good. Okay.
All right.
We haven't fully tested it.
Oh crap!
Does it feel good?
It feels great. I like it. It feels natural. It's a 1-footer. You're not gonna have 2 feet like this.
Well, this factory had a rest. You can see that little tab there and the holes in the floor there.
I feel like that would be uncomfortable.
It is. It's
I'll just have it planted here while I use this foot.
I think that's what you have to do. I'll lean my knee out a little bit so it can catch a tree. That's
Tree knocker right there.
Yeah, that's your.
Keep it off the frame.
So everything's done. We got to do a pedal stop for the throttle.
Did you show this?
Oh yeah, and this is all done. So we haven't got our spring yet that holds it that way, but then you'll pull it and shift it. Yep, that's reverse.
That's neutral.
And that's forward. It could be different, but it ain't, you know. All we'd have to do to change it where forward is forward, the correct way, is we would have to hook up the linkage, which is above the heim joint. We'd have to put it below the heim joint. So how they had it was a bushing was where that heim joint was, and an ear came off the bottom of the bushing and grabbed it. I don't really care. We do have to add to the shift gate a flange. I got to make it real quick for the choke cable for now with this stock carb on this brick. So all we're waiting on is a muffler, because I don't feel like building the exhaust right now, and the engine stock. So it ain't going to gain that much anyways. And then this thing will be ready to start. All right, so I think it was a successful first ride. The thing is ultra comfortable suspension wise and cockpit wise. Steering's decent. I don't know if gearing is not correct or the CVT, because what it's doing is I feel like the engine's getting to 3,600 RPMs. One thing, for some reason our tack isn't working, and I'm pretty sure I hooked everything up for it. Like the RPMs isn't working at all. So that's an issue, and I can't tell what the RPMs is. But we've adjusted the throttle. We're not hitting the governor like where it's like bouncing off, but I feel like we're getting to 3,600 RPM. One thing is Lonnie would look back and said our pulley was hardly not traveling at all in that drive pulley. So this could mean one or two things. We need to put a different drive pulley on it, like a Comet.
Pulleys, they stayed still.
Really?
The bottom one didn't go in and the top one didn't lift up.
Okay, so that's a big problem because we're stuck at that gearing ratio. That's why it takes off lazy. So I wonder if that top pulley could be frozen. I mean, it stayed out in the weather. We can hit it with some blaster right in here. So what we're gonna do is we got it up on jacks right now. I'm gonna run it through the RPMs to see what is going on and maybe oil that pulley. That pulley was in the weather a little bit. That's a brand new Comet, like a real deal Comet. All right, so as we went through and full throttled it, this drive pulley is not moving hardly at all. So this has set out in the weather, that drive pulley on the last buggy it was on. So just to get that off of, like, mark that off the list, we're gonna go ahead and pull this, this Polaris pulley, and we're gonna install a Comet knockoff pulley. We are gonna be switching to a true Comet 780 drive on this so we can tune it out, but for right now we just wanna figure out what's going on. So we're gonna pull this off.
What
so,
the dealio is.
Okay, so this is how we gotta do this. Of course, take the bolt out. Okay, big long dong silver. And then, if this will fit, so this threads into the Polaris pulley and pushes against the crankshaft. And why you have to have this is because this is tapered and we had to run a tapered adapter on it. Yep. These pulleys aren't needed until you really get into some horsepower. Let's see if the spring is moving on this. Come over here. I mean, yeah, it is pretty
tight.
Maybe that's what it is. This one that failed on that one buggy we was riding. So hopefully it's good because we fixed it. This is the tapered adapter. So how we made this work, because normally you got to cut your crankshaft off, that much of it off, and rethread it. But the way we did it was we bored out the inside of that Polaris pulley so it would pass the inch, because this taper is bigger than 1 inch. That's a 1 inch shaft adapter. You can get these on Amazon super cheap. So we bored out the pulley to be able to go over it so we didn't have to modify our crank. Does that look like it's going to be lined up?
Pretty close.
Need a lot shorter bolt.
I think the driven will have to come to the passenger side a little bit.
Do we have enough movement that way? We can put spacers in here.
A little bit. Yeah, I'd probably pull that out.
Okay. All right, so we'll get this set up, see what happens. All right, so we got the pulley on there and everything. We only got 2 of the engine bolts tightened, so let's try it. So we're going to need to adjust it a little bit further forward. I think it's 1 1/4 inch belt, and maybe that pulley is for 1 3/16.
Yeah.
And also, why is your face the way it is? Why did your parents raise you the way? All right, so that worked. So I don't know what that, maybe that thing set for 5,000 RPMs or something. What is wrong with you? I don't know if she's going to shift. We're opening up. Yep. Yeah, that's way better. Yeah. Yeah. That's just we're just gonna leave her greasy. It's way better though. Of course it is. I mean, it's working now. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh yeah, I forgot about the. Oh, we'll go the back way.
Yeah. Might get trapped back there though.
How dare you? We got reverse. Should we go?
Yeah. Of course. I want to go for an adventure.
We'll go the opposite way. The brakes are like a rock.
I'm leaning in, dudes, because heading their thorns.
So yeah, the brakes for some reason they work. You just got to really stomp on them. Let's see.
They stopped.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to run out in front of this thing going full bore though.
No. Oh, and a while back we started playing in the pond to see if we could get it to hold water. She's holding water. Like it should have been dry by now.
Oh yeah.
So it's working.
It used to
Be dry in a day. That's not bad. There's a hole right here. Oh yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. For a governor engine.
Yeah. And this, I'm just blown away at the suspension, honestly, because I didn't think it was going to work, the rear. But it does. Get out here!
Go on now.
Yeah! Oh! Was a small dog? I would like to take it stock up to a trail before we modify it.
Yeah.
Just to see what you can do with the stock engine like this. It's
More than
bad.
you think, probably.
Oh yeah. The diff has been setting for years, so who knows what kind of rust is in it. Oh yeah, we got a camera there.
Oh yeah.
You start moving out when you get in a little stretch.
I think it is geared a little too high.
Well, horsepower will help with that, but yeah. But I feel like it's a good all around because we pulled this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having to stand on the brakes. We need a bigger master cylinder. That'll be one big upgrade that we do is a bigger master and metal plating up here to not jibe a stick to our growing. But the last time we had a good two-seater, we burnt that son again to the ground.
Oh yeah, blast.
Yeah. Wanna give her a whirl?
Sure.
Oh, shit. Here's how we run it.
Yeah, you gotta stand on the brakes.
Yeah, you gotta. I use the other foot. You take it off the gas. The turning radius is not horrible, but not great.
Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wide vehicle.
Ah.
I bet bigger tires would make it.
Oh, you're running me in the briars.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, right here you gotta lean because it's briars on both sides.
Turn right when we get down here and go up this hill. Oh God. There. Use it. It pumps great.
Oh yeah. Much better than the first go.
This is a lot of weight. Stuff ready to pull. Not me, him. He loves cheese. Push it in more, baby. Yeah. I mean, we're done. Yeah, this thing would do 190, maybe. Hey, this thing is a
Success.
yeah.
For a first drive, that was probably the
Technically
best.
check it, but yeah.
Okay, first day of driving.
Yeah, this thing is super
And a
nice.
10-minute fix on the first drive.
We need to do, like, we'll make a list of what we got to get done. Firewall would be important. Keep this heat that we feel on us off. And then we start just adding sheet metal and stuff. And then we're going to put bigger tires, 26s. Same one that's on that. And
Will they clear this?
no, we'll have to do wider A-arms. But we don't have to do nothing to the back. But success. See you in the garage, play it's hot. Well, fellas, that was a huge success. The pulley issue, I think the Polaris pulley just engages like way too high in the RPM band. I think it's actually engaging at like 25 to 2800 RPMs. So once it engages, it doesn't have much room to go because the engine governed it at 3600 RPMs out of the box. Now we could have manipulated the governor, stretched it out to 4, maybe over 4. And by the way, that does void your warranty if you buy an engine from Small Engine Warehouse and start messing with stuff. So just let that be known. We're going to void the warranty pretty early. But so I think the biggest thing the Buggy needs now is geared lower. I think it's geared a little too high. I don't know what engine was on this stock, like what style engine, but I can tell you that it's geared a little too low because if you get it in a bind in reverse, it'll slip the belt where it isn't making enough. It's too high geared or whatever. So the thing will stretch his legs across the field and freaking start flying, but it takes a little bit of room to do that. So to make that engine shine more, we're going to change out the sprockets in the next video on the stub axles on the actual tire. That's about the only place we can really adjust the gearing ratio. So stay tuned for that. And then we're going to also take it on a trail, go for a full all-out ride. We need to add a firewall and a few little things. Maybe service that diff because the diff is kind of hard to get in gear and stuff. And we do have a new diff that we got from a subscriber. So huge shout out to him. I don't know if he wants to be mentioned on screen, but he did hook us up. We traded him out of a brand new diff for this Buggy. And make sure to check out the links in the video description for Small Engine Warehouse. Honestly, guys, they're one of the best companies we've ever worked with. They're great people, American-owned company. It's just awesome how they treat you, and they stand behind their product. I think they've been in business since like 1974 or something like that. One of the biggest Briggs dealer in America other than Briggs themselves. So they have all the solutions that you could ever want for repowering something or just buying a name brand engine. So I highly recommend checking them out. Most likely you won't find a better deal on an engine that's name brand because of how many they move. You know, they're able to price them a little bit lower than some of the competition. So make sure to check out Small Engine Warehouse. We're super pumped to be working with them for quite a while, and we just can't wait to see what we do with them as well as this Buggy. So let us know what you thought about this Buggy. Awesome first test ride. It needs to be a little torqueier, so that's where the gearing is going to come in, and we'll finish out some stuff, and then we're going to take it on an off-road ride. So if one of you guys want to ride with us, we'll be posting it on social media, so make sure to follow us so you can come ride with us when we test this Buggy on the trails. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting us. Support Small Engine Warehouse again because they made this video happen, and can't wait to see you on the next one. We love you guys, and God bless.